All right, gang, day 2. Painted the wheels, hammered black, Rust-Oleum. Did that yesterday because I just wanted everything to be uniform. They were really crappy. They needed to be sanded, so I sanded them out. There was all these rough patches, took all the beauty rings. I just wanted everything to match. So these wheels are going bye-bye anyway, so I'm going to sell them, but, you know, just temporarily so it doesn't look too hacked. I forgot to mention yesterday, I did some interior stuff, which I know is kind of like stupid to be dicking around with interior stuff right now, but, you know, the steering wheel that was in it was this old Pontiac steering wheel, and from the heat damage and stuff in the desert, I guess it was just, you know, it had that sticky residue that you can't get off. It was just disgusting. I didn't want to touch it. So I went ahead and jumped the gun and put my new wheel in there, which is kind of just a personal theme for me on this truck. Got this for Christmas from the wife a couple years or so ago, and it's been sitting waiting for a project ever since. The other thing I did is I pulled the lens out and I polished it with some aluminum polish. I mean, they're still kind of brown and hazy, but at least now I can actually read my gauges. I couldn't even see them before. That's how fogged they were. And then I scrubbed the bezel here, and I took a silver paint marker and just did the outline of all the little trim lines where they were silver from the factory, just kind of make it pop a little bit, make it look better. I think it came out pretty good. This bezel here, I think it's like $100 and something. So there was nothing wrong with mine. Just needed to be spruced up, so that's what I did, and I think it came out good enough for me to play ball. What else did I do? I did find the wire for my temp sender and put a new temp sender into the block where it's supposed to be, but it still doesn't seem to be working, so I'll have to figure that out. I pulled all this insulation out here, the rubber gasket, and cleaned like about 40 years of mud and gunk out of that channel. How it hadn't gotten any rust in there, I'll never understand, but there wasn't any rust in there. It was all just packed in. I got it all out, blasted it out, hosed it out, did it on both sides. Just little things, because I was so wiped out after work and trying to restore the paint yesterday. I was beat. Paint just didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I mean, it's not bad, it's okay, but, you know, it's not where I need it to be. So I primered the hood yesterday. I put the first coat down, and then I scotch-brighted it. Now I got to do second and third coat to make it all consistent and everything. But, you know, if we're going to do the muscle truck clone anyways, it doesn't really make sense for me to kill myself on the paint. Bed, you know, I'm not even going to dick with it. You know, I did buy the new gas caps and stuff, but I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to go ahead and put the step-side bed, which is in far better condition, on there. All I really need is a new left side fender, because the left side fender that I have for it is a little too far gone, so I'll get a new one of those, and just put that on there, because this thing's wasted. And to put the kind of money and stuff into this thing, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it was a lot of time and effort, and then I sat and thought about it. I'm like, I'd rather have the step side bed anyways. Now I'm just trying to decide if I want to, you know, because I get free shipping if I, you know, buy over $1,000 worth of stuff at LMC, which I am, you know, take advantage of buying a new door shell and a new fender and not even mess with the bodywork on it, just because I'm going to, the shipping costs more than the actual parts do. So I'm like, maybe I should just get new and just call it a day. I'm still obviously blasting carbon residue out of the tailpipes from it sitting so long. It's making a mess on my driveway, but it just hoses off. Yeah. So that's where I'm at, and we're going to get into it today and see what else I can accomplish. Ever ask yourself why they call them ball joints? Because you break your balls trying to break them free. It took me about half hour to get the top one free, and now I've been working probably for over an hour trying to get the lower one free. I went to Harbor Freight, got one of these pullers, which didn't even fit, by the way. And good thing, because it was missing the crucial piece to make it work anyways. I tried using my spring compressor, try and cramp it, that didn't work. So now, went to Pep Boys, we're going to try this thing. Something fascinating to note, did you know, because I didn't, that they do not make a standard replacement lower control arm for this truck? You can get an upper, but you cannot get like a Moog style factory replacement lower control arm. They don't make them. Isn't that weird? They don't make them. So if I were to get in an accident with this truck and damage that control arm, you're screwed. Your only option is to buy aftermarket at like an extremely high price. Now, I could get a set of DJM control arms, tubular, which are really nice and pretty cheap. Problem is, they drop the truck an additional 2 inches, which I don't want, because I already got springs and stuff and spindles. And I don't think they work with spindles. You can go CPP, but they cost a fortune. It's just, I really just wanted a factory replacement control arm, but it is what it is. So now I gotta see if I can break this sucker loose and rebuild it, but what a pain in the ass. Anyway. Alright kids, here's the scoop. I busted some pretty serious ass today on this thing, and I started on the driver's side. You know, I think I already said, you know, I killed myself trying to bust those ball joints loose, and no matter what I did, no matter what tools I bought, no matter what I tried, I cannot get that lower ball joint to break loose. Now, while I was at Pep Boys buying yet another tool to try and get this thing to bust loose, I confirmed something a little weird to me, but apparently it's true. You cannot buy factory replacement lower control arms for this truck. Weird, insane even, but there it is. You can get uppers all day long, but not lowers. So after, you know, futzing with this shit all day, killing myself, breaking my back, I said, you know what? I didn't want to spend the money right now. You know, I wanted to get other stuff done first and then do it. It wasn't like I was never going to do it. I just didn't want to have to shell out for it this second. So, but this is the way it went. So I went and I got factory replacement upper control arms, all with new bushings, new standard bushings, new ball joints, all that crap. I think it was like $115 shipped or whatever, both of those. And then I got CPP lowers with better bushings and ball joints and all that crap, because I didn't really want to shell out for tubular upper and lower right now. So you know, you got to get tubular to replace the lowers. You can't get factory, so whatever. So I kind of mixed and matched, and that's what I got. The other thing is I don't want to affect, you know, I already got 2-inch lowering springs and the spindles, so I needed control arms that would accept spindles and, you know, not mess up, you know, not do additional lowering that wasn't necessary. Now, as you can see, right now, truck doesn't look like I did a damn thing, but believe it or not, there is a 2-inch lowering spring in there right now. And the ride height is exactly identical, fender lip to floor, on this side as it is on the other side that I didn't touch yet. So, realistically, there is absolutely no change in ride height. Now, I know they're going to sag a little bit, but bottom line is they are exactly the same height as the old, worn-out factory ones that were in there. Now, this has happened to me before. I'm kind of familiar with it. I know how it goes. But it's okay, because I ordered my soft 8s. I did go ahead and measure my offsets and all that, and I ordered my Krager soft 8s. With the tires and everything, and the tires are going to be, for the front here, let's say they're going to be 28 inches tall, so it's going to be a hair taller than this tire that's in here now, and the spindle will drop at 2 inches, so it will be, with a little, you know, over time, with a little sag, it should sit exactly where I wanted it to. I didn't touch the rear yet, because I don't want it to look like a beached whale. I don't want it lowered in the back and not in the front. So I'm just going to wait. Of course, you know, now we got the 4th of July to coming this week and all that, so we got a holiday week and everything, so I probably won't see those parts for a while. But when they come in, then I'll get back to it, and I'll get this sucker lowered. But right now, there's no point in killing myself trying to do this without the parts that are necessary to make it happen. So there you have it. That was my adventure today, trying to get this sucker done, and I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. So, as it sits, still put a couple of extra layers of primer on the front hood, and then I'm going to Scotch-Brite that again, see if I can get it all balanced out. But for now, this is how she sits. This is it. Going through all my carts now on eBay, LMC, and Amazon for all the stuff I need, and I'm trying to determine whether I even want to dick around with the saddle tanks or just pull them all off and do the fuel cell in the back. I mean, you know, go big or go home, I guess, you know. Might as well do a low pressure, cheapy $25 electric fuel pump while I'm at it, and get all the stuff in place with the fuel pump controller and all that stuff that'll control the better fuel pump, you know, when I do the swap. Get all the peripheral stuff done so that the swap will be the last thing to get done. So that's what I'm thinking. There's certainly other stuff I can do in the meantime. You know, I can work on the interior. I got the Pour 15 over there. I can do the floor in here to seal up the floor real good. I still need extra the heat insulator. No, not the heat insulator. The sound deadener. The jute padding, I guess you would call it, from LMC with that order to do the carpet and all that in there, and then the seat pads coming from there as well. And got the dash pad already. You know, there's other stuff I can work on. It's just not critical stuff. I really didn't want to mess with anything that wasn't performance oriented right now. You know, rear view mirror is just like, you know, $12. It just adds up. This is all stuff that needs to get done because I can't see out of it. It's all, you know, delaminated and crap. Just little stuff. This bed's got to come off so I can put the step side bed on. I need the parts from LMC to complete the step side, so I can do that. So I guess we're probably looking at, I don't know what's going to arrive first, the wheels and tires or the suspension components, but either way, there will be some progress coming. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. I was hoping to do the front suspension today and then maybe on Tuesday do the rear and upload that, but you know, it's the way it goes sometimes, kids. It doesn't always work out the way you want. You just got to work through it and figure it out. So that's it for today, and probably until the wheels and tires come in, or the suspension components, one or the other, and then it'll be my next video. All right, guys.